Narrow Walls is an immersive VR narrative experience where the user is placed in the role of a refugee embarking on a journey to flee their fictional country in search of a better life. The majority of the experience takes place on the back of a cargo truck filled with a multitude of other refugees, all with their own reasons to leave their current home. Throughout the journey, the NPCs, aka the other refugees, will interact with the immersant, offering insight about their personal backgrounds and the current situation their country faces. We aim to make the immersant feel like a newcomer in the truck, and wrote the narrative as such. Therefore, while some of the background information given by the NPCs is explicit, we have also left room for interpretation to strengthen the imaginative immersion provided to the user. The primary goal we hope to achieve is for the immersant to empathize with the risks that some refugees take and have taken to grant themselves or their families a better life. Additionally, we aim to create captivating characters with varying tangible life experiences and backgrounds and to avoid preconceived generalizations of migrating refugees. Furthermore, while we didn't necessarily aim to frighten our users, we did also create an overall feeling of discomfort with our choice of dim lighting and staged haptic feedback. Narrow Walls is a unique experience as it employs passive haptics, supporting sensory immersion, along with a set design that mimics the scenarios depicted in virtual reality. To support the narrative, we built a large crate which our users would be placed in, along with actors, to match the close proximity of the NPCs they are virtually seeing. Additionally, to simulate the rough roads that the truck would be traversing, we had additional actors rock the crate back and forth. Lastly, we incorporated a twist ending that relates our message to the general public. When our users initially arrive, they are greeted by a team member who provides a brief overview and warning as they may feel discomfort while in the experience. They are then taken by a zealous smuggler and the experience begins. The smuggler then places the Oculus Rift headset on the soon-to-be refugee and allows them to sit in darkness to overhear a brief conversation from the smugglers as they prepare to embark. We then guide the user into our custom-built cargo crate, and they awaken among a group of other refugees in a tight, dimly lit environment, with the only light source being a small hole in the wall. At any point, the immersant has the option to walk around and also peek through that hole, usually depicting fast-passing foliage. As the days progress, the user builds connections with the virtual refugees and learns about their past. After a few days' travel, the truck comes to a halt, and shouting can be heard outside. At this point, the user can look through the hole and see a border guard questioning one of the smugglers. Shortly after, the door of the cargo crate slides open, a blinding light creeps into the container, and the user is ordered to remove their headset, while being informed that they will be placed under arrest for attempting to cross the virtual border. The VR experience ends there. However, an actor playing the role of the border guard approaches the user, shining a flashlight in their face and placing them in handcuffs. The officer leads our user to an interrogation room, and after a short questioning period, the user is released and provided with an identification slip that details their failed attempt to cross the border. Our twist ending shifts the narrative and is used as a metaphor. Not only were we aiming to depict the risks that some refugees take, we had also hoped to convey the message that anyone can become a refugee of sorts, depending on what they are trying to escape, be it their country or a permanent escape from their reality into a virtual world.
The intro was amazing, but it was, I think, eclipsed by the actual virtual reality experience. I thought it was unique that I kind of started out of a simulated environment with the headset on. And the haptics and environment and acting when I was in the scene was really involved and detailed and really painted like a clear picture, so I enjoyed it.
Our team adhered to the agile development workflow supported by the Scrum Board, an organizational tool to keep the team on track and mindful of deadlines. The experience was built using the Unity engine and catered to run on the Oculus Rift. The Rift was chosen as it provides 6 degrees of freedom, allowing our users to walk around and fully embody their role. Assets and animations were created using Autodesk Maya or borrowed from the Asset Store. We had also used Adobe Suite, primarily Flash, Photoshop, and Illustrator to create the 2D animated background. Along the way, many changes were made through iteration and had also explored unique ideas that did not make it into the final prototype. One key decision was to only include minimal lighting, a decision reached with the help of user testing. Additionally, one of the unused ideas was to switch development from the Oculus Rift to the Oculus Go, as the Go is portable and allowed for multiple users at once. After discussion and additional user testing, we decided to stick with the Rift as it tracked head location and physical location, features that the Go does not support. Overall, the project was successful based on feedback from our users. It effectively instilled the intended feeling of discomfort, and the users felt a connection to the virtual refugees that surrounded them.